Paulina minanya lanya semenya kodungu. Tinda penyi tinda dugo akamaganda lale moro. Woda sembuko kiseka mungeyo ramba. Woda sembuko kise. Woda sembuko kise. Hey ladies and gentlemen, Papi here once again, Kweli. This is Benga Chronicles, karibu sana. Now, the song that I was singing is a song by a veteran Benga musician, the late Ochieng Kabasele. Ochieng Kabasele went into exile, into Zaire. And actually the song that I've just sung was a song that he sang for his father. It's called Wora Ogola. Ochieng Kabasele sang this song because when he came back from exile in Zaire, currently it's called the Congo, his father had died. And he did not get an opportunity to bury his father. So he sang a song. Okay? Ochieng Kabasele was a musician who revolutionized, so to speak, how Benga music is played and perceived. Ochieng Kabasele put in some rumba feel into music, alright? Mama, asemboko kise. Listen to Ochieng Kabasele. Let's listen. Asemboko kise. Very nice music. I particularly love Ochieng Kabasele because Ochieng Kabasele introduced something that was not really, so to speak, conventional Benga music. Ochieng Kabasele was one of the first people to infuse rumba beats into Benga music. Listen to Ochieng Kabasele's music, you'll enjoy listening to music. Today, I want to talk about what can make music be called Kenyan. Is it the lyrics or is it the music proper? And music can only be called Kenyan based on the music itself, not the language of the lyrics. What I'm saying is this whole idea that music sung in Swahili or music sung in Kikuyu or music sung in any other Kenyan dialect is Kenyan music, it's neither here nor there. Come on, if you sing rock music in Swahili, does that make that Swahili rock music Kenyan music? If today I decided to rap in Dholuo, the style of music is rap, but I'm doing lyrics in Dholuo. So to me, I don't think that is really Kenyan music. And that is why I keep pushing the idea that Benga music is the only music that is entirely and truly Kenyan. I want to repeat here that Benga music has its music rooted in what? In Kenyan culture. As I've explained before in this forum, Benga music takes after the Nyatiti and also the Urutu. Okay? Having said that, I want to challenge musicians who do rock, hip-hop, other genres of perceived Kenyan music. Try and infuse Benga beats, Benga music into your music. Kama ni hip-hop, for example, in the top of my mind, let me take Kakasungura with Ayub Ogada's music, this one called Kothbiro. You know, the fusion is very nice, and that's what I'm talking about, okay? And that makes the music kind of qualified to be called Kenyan music. And today I want to respond to one particular message that I've got severally. Young people are asking me, what is Benga music? Today I want to explain to you what Benga music is. I want to read some text from this particular book. This book, ladies and gentlemen, is called Shades of Benga. Shades of Benga, the story of popular music in Kenya between 1946 and 2016. That's 70 years, by Ketebul Music. Ketebul is a non-profit making music company headed by veteran industry player called Tabu Osusa. Ketebul Music is at the Gordon Arts Center. They have a recording studio and they're doing a good job at researching in Benga music. From this book, I want to read a text that has been researched and talks about Benga music. Allow me to read for you. You know, if I may just have a shot of this page, let me show you what I'm going to read. It actually says, what is Benga music? What is Benga music? I'm going to read the text now. Benga's most distinctive feature is its fast-paced rhythmic beat and the staccato technique of plucking the guitar. Indeed, the core instrument of Benga is the lead guitar, which essentially follows the track of the vocals. You know, the vocals always drop out at the climax, all right? If you listen to Benga music, you should be able to pick this out. The vocals always drop out of the climax, leaving an instrumental expanse that combines 3 or 4 guitars with the percussions. Benga is loosely linked to Congolese rumba and West African highlife. I've talked to you about highlife music here, but differs sharply from Taarab, Chakacha, and blah, 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 blah. Now, this is exactly what I've been saying, that, you know, Benga music is entirely about the guitar. And that is why I said the music is actually rooted in our culture as the Luo, but, you know, it's been shared across the nation and across the continent and across the world. Let me also add that Benga music is danceable music. You know, Benga music is not music that, you know, let me Benga music is not music that you go holding hands like rumba, like Congolese rumba, or you go, no. Benga music, is you dance, you give your all, Even if you're dancing with a woman in Benga music, the woman stands there and the man stands here. And everybody gets down into dancing. In fact, you go dancing round. You go dancing round. But you don't hold hands. That is the real Benga music. That's what I'm talking about, okay? These are the characteristics of Benga music, okay? Number one, it is rooted in our culture. And when I say it is rooted in our culture, I repeat, it is rooted in Orotu and Nyatiti instruments. Number two, Benga music is distinctively different from other genres of music because of how the guitars are played. The guitars, the rhythm, it's plucked, it's not strum, you don't strum when playing Benga. Number three, it is danceable. Real Benga music is danceable. I know Benga music has been fused by other things, but that is also allowed. And there's also the Ohangala thing that is here that we're going to discuss whatever Ohangala is vis-a-vis what Benga is. So, that is Benga music. And allow me to go back to this book and try just to get deeper into what really Benga music is, okay? By the way, you can buy this book from Ketebul. It's 5,000 shillings, but this is history. Now, let me talk about something that is very, very distinctive about Benga music. And this is about the themes that Benga music talks about. Benga music has been known to talk about politics, social events, praising people. And one particular musician comes to mind, B.O. Misiani. David Owino Misiani, the veteran, used to make music to praise people and was arrested and taken to jail because of the song he sang called Beam and Beam. Basically to mean that you cannot trust politicians, or rather politicians, they behave the same. They don't change their character. If they misbehave, they misbehave. And most of the successful Benga musicians have made music praising particular politicians. I do not know how good that is, but I'm just talking about the themes that their lyrics go on. Also have George Ramogi, who used to be very good, and Okach Biggie. I grew up listening to a lot of Okach Biggie. Okach Biggie used to be a little different. Okach Biggie used to sing about basically women, okay? Some lyrics used to be very, very raunchy, you know what I'm saying? And also Osito Kale. Asembo pinyu mabere wacha mema wembe. Kalando pinyu mabere wa... Hapana machezo sitokale mbaya mbovu. That is music for you. But my particular point today is that Benga music, which is rooted in our traditional music and our traditional instruments and our culture, is the national music. Not because it's sung mostly in Luo, because Benga music history records that it started from Luo Nyanza, okay, from the lake shores. But it traveled far and wide. Benga music hit Luya, the Congo, to Zimbabwe, Cumberland now, central Kenya. Benga music has traveled. But what makes Benga music stand out is not the lyrics. That is my point today. Music is not categorized as Kenyan music because of the lyrics. And let me give you a practical example about this. Do you know why, for example, Susanna Wio has a lot of gigs in Europe and abroad and performs to mostly audiences? And get this very clearly. Susanna Wio will go and perform at a festival in Europe and perform to wazungu, so to speak. Unachesia wazungu wanacheza Benga, wanapenda Benga. Okay? And I know for a fact that most of you musicians who play hip-hop, sijui nini hapa inje, you go out there, you go to the US, unatuambia umeenda tour, and you are touring in churches with congregation that is mostly Kenyan. Come on! And then you tell us that your music is international. Really? Get out of here like Macadam does. Go to a concert in the middle of Denmark, perform to Wazungu Tupu in the audience, and they enjoy your music. That is what I'm talking about, and that is why in this country we do not have a touring musician. Go to YouTube. Look for a musician who is touring from Kenya. And I'm not talking about that tour you're telling me at sijui umeenda umeperformia wa Kenya, Jamhuri Day, iko Philadelphia. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about you going to Amsterdam and performing. I'm talking about you going on tour performing at festivals for like 6 months, like the Yusundus of this world do. That's my challenge. The only music that can go on tour from Kenya is Benga music. And promoters out there want you to come and listen to Benga music. Get Benga music, get it out there. Let us get it to the people who need to hear it. Okay? Today, I was purely talking Benga music and what the foundation of the music is. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that marks the end of our episode today. And today I want to big up African clad wear for what I'm wearing today. My dress top. Is this a dress top? Sharon, you will tell me if this is a dress top or what. This is the jewelry and the dress by African clad wear. Okay, thank you very much. If you want us to feature your dresses, your designs, hit us up. Hit us up. We will feature your dresses. We'll feature your designs. Just talk to us. Talk to our marketing team, and we'll get it down there. Okay. For today, that is it. Capiche. We're done. Out.
Hey, I say you, bye-bye. I say it.